Hello and welcome to Joe Baker's Remedy Report, show about bringing harmony to the world through economic innovations, health tips, and increased awareness. Um, Today we'll say the show's for entertainment purposes only. Wink, and and we'll see where this goes. Just kind of doing this show on a whim, and maybe talking about things that are on my mind, uh, things that some things I'm proud of, an accomplishment of doing. I Barb had something with her, a rash on her arm, and she went to she fell or something, or scraped her arm against something, and it got really bad. And I treated it with ozone. I've got an ozone generator and an oxygen concentrator, and I hooked those two things up, and I've got these bags um, that seal up the whole area of the arm, and so that, and they've got little tubes that go in. So I put um, oxygen and ozone into the bag around her arm. It's used for wound care, and it had a dramatic impact on the course of the injury. So it isn't cleared up yet, but it's so much clearer than it was. So that's a big win, something I'm proud of. Let's see. Oh, I had, I have some confusion issues, and I put down here one of my accomplishments was 5 days of wrangling with WireGuard. WireGuard is a tool for creating a virtual private network so that all your traffic, maybe you want to use it this way, all your traffic to the internet goes through the WireGuard to another location, and it gets unpacked there. The requests all get unpacked there and get asked, all the interactions with the internet, aside from WireGuard itself, happen at the other end of the WireGuard connection. That's what a virtual private network is. It's like machines that connect to each other on other IP addresses other than the ones that the ISP gives you. You gotta use this. Oh, let's see. I was writing accomplishments. I even put, that I put some towels in the dryer. It's the small wins. I think it's that I did it without being asked. Um, I discovered that there's on my CPU, there's an instruction called AVX 512. And the typical Python interpreters and stuff, they don't use it. Um, so you kind of have to compile the code from scratch to with those options enabled. Um, so the trading bot that I am dreaming about completing might be 15 to 30% more efficient if I can get that instruction set in there. But I think I'm going to work toward, rather than perfecting, I'm going to let it go, and I'm going to say I just want, a viable product. something that gets started. We can rewrite it, recode it later, but the goal at this point should be just stand the thing up, actually get it talking to the exchanges, and have that working. Let's see. Oh, I sent an email to a court transcriptionist about one of my cases from like a long time ago, and I don't know if I got anything back. I came up with this thing about, and I talked about it on one of my last episodes, putting your fingers together, 3 fingers like this, and near your temple, and grabbing as if there's something there and pulling out. And this was helping me to get out of thoughts that were nagging or persistent or obsessive. So I just kind of do that and hold it for a while. Once you can clear your brain from, maybe 21 seconds or so, it's not a thought that's going to spiral. So that I'm proud of that. I hope it can help somebody that Again, you just grab as if there was something there. You grab it and pull like that, and it helps to calm. It helps to quiet your mind. I don't know how or what. Sometimes I just get these intuitions about things to do. Something. Let's see. So I was proud of that. What a funny thing to be proud of, huh? I found a problem with conflicting VPNs, and I fixed that. Actually, I've got like a potential to run 3 VPNs off my computer right now. And they all run simultaneously. So it's pretty cool. I'm pretty knowledgeable about that stuff. I fixed a bug in the authentication for the trading bot. Monday, a week ago, changed the Python package management to Conda plus Mambo. I fixed 40 bugs in the Dash strategy and PGP dashboards. It's not that I'm doing it. I'm using AI. And AI, I tell it what needs to be done. It's like I'm a manager, right? I've never had, maybe once, had management experience, but with AI, I'm actually, directing the resource on what to do, and it's pretty cool. Oh, so anyway, if you'd like to help with my AI budget, to how do I do that? How would I send people to make donations? How about at forgivenesscapital.com? And I'll write you a receipt. And if you're bold enough, you could put it off on your taxes. But I'm not a registered thing. There's a provision in the tax code for unregistered churches, and I consider myself as one of those. I'd be happy to write you a receipt if you're so bold to try to take it off. No tax ID, nothing. Let's see. Fixed. Let's see. So I mentioned that I treated Barb's arm with ozone. I think I treated her leg too. God's honest truth. I think I I would be a better person to come to about medical conditions than your doctor. And that's I've got an odd way of thinking. Uh, there's probably a lot of people that would disagree with me. I don't think that anybody in the government has any right. They don't have any jurisdiction to do diddly squat. So anyway, if you've got a health issue, let me know. I can send some tuning fork energy your way. I put lots of clothes away that I feel good about. Like one of the first things that I learned about clutter, and I still am not the neatest person, but the one thing to do is to put the clothes away. Put the clothes away. And that's once you get that system figured out, that helps. And then other things come into place. And then I got little filing cubes that I have hanging file folders in. I put labels on the top, and I throw things into there. That helps. It's really nice to be organized. For probably a year, this room was a disaster, and then if Barb wanted to have a guest over, I'd have to, like throw everything in here into boxes or something and get it out, and then we'd sleep in here, but we'd give the guests her room. So yeah, so it's been nice getting a little more organized. I don't know. It doesn't look this computer session here where I'm sitting. I've got two people. Let me make sure I'm keeping an eye on the chat. If you want to say where you're from and to say hi, it'd be nice to say hi back to you. Let's see. I helped move some of these totes, these big Rubbermaid tubs, for Barb, and had a meeting with my psychotherapist. So that was good, and I got a appointment tomorrow with a psychiatrist. Not that I'm going to take drugs for my confusion and stuff, but I want to be able to be diagnosed. I want to understand the problem deeply. I want to see what they would normally recommend, and then maybe I can find an alternative that has the same goal, same accomplishment, same end result, without getting addicted to psychiatric meds, because those are a bitch to get off of. And so I've heard. And yesterday I had some major advancement. At my friend's house, we run a data center in his basement, and I've got an email server there, and I've got about 15 websites that I host, and we've got an emergency radio system for the state of Wisconsin, and that all runs off of a tool called FreePBX and Asterix. It's a Linux-based open source software. What is a PBX? A phone branch exchange. So like in your office, you pick up the phone and you get a dial tone, but you might not have an outside line. You don't need an outside line. You just need to call somebody in another extension. And so a PBX does that. And they have this thing called a conference bridge. And what we've done is set up a conference bridge for like 7 repeater stations, ham radio repeater stations throughout Wisconsin. And what we're trying to establish is a very high reliability system. As long as the internet's working, these ham radio stations can achieve tremendous gains about getting information all the way out throughout the state. And I know it seems redundant. Why use ham radio when you can use the internet itself, right? But these guys are really focused on providing this kind of alternative communication thing in case all hell breaks loose, or maybe it's just tornadoes, or maybe whatever communication infrastructure breaks down. And I don't know, we just are drawn to helping with communication infrastructure. It just, for some people, it's just one of these paramount things. Like, I've got these radios. Let's see if I can pull one out of the drawer. You've probably seen these all over TikTok, And I don't have a ham radio operator license, but I have the radios because you can use them in an emergency. And of course, the challenge is to know how to use them. And but I've got ideas for that too, just using AI to write the instruction manual, the quick instruction things on what to do. Much of it is like finding out where the repeaters are, what frequencies the repeaters are for your area. I've got a friend that wants to talk to me, so I might be drawing this conversation to a close very soon. But anyway, if you can throw $10 my way or something, that would be awesome. I think there's a donation page up at forgivenesscapital.com. Let me go there and see. With my psychological issues, it's very difficult to get a job, and or at least anything that's. There's an address for checks, and let's see, how do I share this? Here, window. There it is. And I think there's even some Bitcoin addresses and stuff in there, but man, that's an old address. I probably wouldn't use it. Right. So we've got all that sort of thing. Venmo, I haven't used in a long time, but the PayPal address, does it have the PayPal? I think it's down further. Get back to that screen so I can scroll down. Yeah, this is a good one. PayPal at remedycoin.com. Or if you go to a web page, you can go to paypal.me/remedycoin. I have this project called RemedyCoin, and it's a way I'm trying to give people money, value. And I believe that forgiveness is value. So if I can forgive a police organization for a vast amount of money, that a value that they harmed me, then I can put that value, I can break it up into, billions and billions of pieces in cryptocurrency and dispense that to people throughout the world as an inheritance, and then teach them how to well, work with them and how to get that to become the new money system. So yeah, it's like about I think $20 million per person if there's 8 billion people. That's about how much forgiveness is pending to be issued by the against the Bakersfield police who tried to kill me. And I survived. How about that? I survived. And I lived to tell the story. Now, there's this guy down in Pinellas County, Florida, and he's been, him and his daughter, the police were pointing guns at them, or a gun at them, and they, arrested him and all this stuff. And my God, it's a mess. There's about 20 or 30 people in the county government who have attempted murder and racketeering charges against them. And this guy is doing great. His name is Coach Racket. Let me put that in the chat. On YouTube, it's COACH_RACKETT. Pretty sure that I've got that right. Well, anyway, if you enjoy the show, at least maybe if you can help with the $9 monthly fee that it costs to use this streaming software, that would be helpful. And then support this guy. I mean, even if just watching his videos when they come out, he's making some monetization from YouTube, where he's actually getting money talking about his court case and and everything. Man, I'd love to go down there and just be by his side as a security detail or a witness, because part of what you need when you've got corrupt sheriffs and corrupt judges and corrupt police, corrupt clerks of court, and all this kind of stuff, is that you need people to be a witness to what's going on. So that might be, something to consider. I did that with Star and Alan out in Bakersfield, California, and it was great. I helped them set up a webcam security camera outside the house, and sure enough, the police came and doing dastardly deeds, and we caught them on camera, and it was like it had 500,000 views, and they raided the house without a warrant. They were looking for me, and I wasn't there, thank God. We bought my friend and I, we bought an RV and took possession of it the day before. And I said, there's something, I don't want to bring the RV back here because it looks so old and trashy. And I know the neighbors don't like Star enough as it was. That one particular neighbor across the street didn't. And I thought, I don't want to it would be like a sore thumb type of thing to park it out there. And so I stayed at Daniel's house. She and I stayed at Daniel's house, and in the RV, it was a full moon that night. And we'd gotten this fortune cookie that said your adventure will start at the next full moon. So we did it, and then someone came out. Daniel told us early that morning, like, you guys got to get out of town. They came to Star's house and raided it. Then they went over to Alan's dad's house and they raided that place, and they put guns to Alan's head, like big guns. I mean, I don't know where you get these military-sized, gigantic handguns. And they traumatized the hell out of Alan. Damn. All this for asking cop, when they asked me my name when I was getting pulled over, like, I said, am I required to have such a thing? And he said, yes. And I said, I'm appealing your legal determination. He made a legal determination to say, yes, you're required to have a name. And I said, I'm appealing your legal determination. You need to get your boss down here right away. Well, they had me go sit in the back of the squad car. Like, what's the emergency? Why am I under arrest? And he'd say, yes. Am I being detained? Yes. And what's the emergency? You're going too slow in the alleyway. Like, what? I didn't say what, but it's like, I'm thinking in my head, what the hell? And of course I was just nervous as hell, just scared to death. But I had my wits about me to to use that script that I'd learned. I'm not suggesting anybody uses it. I barely escaped with my life. I didn't escape. I mean, but oh dear God. Well, anyway, yeah, if you can help with the, if you care to help with donation or whatever, I think the PayPal is probably the best one. I could do cryptocurrency stuff, I suppose, but those are probably old, empty addresses I don't use anymore. Why would I show those on screen? By the way, Joseph William Baker is a registered service mark. I wonder if I have that I can put on the screen. I'll try it. Hey, it does work. Let's see. I'll put that up there. That's not the one. Here it is. Got the R on there. I took my name. I took the name Joseph William Baker, and I went to the U.S. Patent Office and did a thing. I've got to go. I've got a friend calling me. Y'all have a good time. Thank you for watching. Say hi in the comments later. Bye-bye.